to exercise their oversight and law-making roles without executive influence, while independent commissions and oversight bodies must be adequately resourced to fulfill their mandates free from political manipulation. There must be justice for victims of state violence, past and present. Corruption and wastage must be confronted decisively, and those responsible for human rights violations and the looting of public resources must be held accountable.
Embattled Kericho Governor Eric Mutai is once again fighting to save his job as the Senate begins hearing his impeachment case, his second within a year. Mutai faces accusation of gross violation of the Constitution, abuse of office and mismanagement of county resources. Last October, senators threw out a similar bid to remove him after agreeing with its objection that the Kericho County Assembly had failed to meet the required 2/3 threshold. This time, however, 33 out of 47 MCAs have backed the motion, paving the way for a full hearing. The Senate is expected to listen arguments from both the County Assembly and Governor Mutai's defense before making its decision on his fate.
Similarly, there were no professional opinions done to the accounting officers, contrary to Section 84 of the Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Act 2015. 3. There was deliberate circumvention of competitive tendering of the same goods, services and works by splitting of contracts to suit the request for quotation method, therefore violating Section 54 of the Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Act 2015, as read together with Regulation 43 of the Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Regulations 2020. 4. Most of the goods, services and works were procured outside the approved budget as required under Section 44, subsection 2A of the Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Act 2015. 5. The documents used by the departments were not clear and did not bear references to the procurement requirement, provision of dates, especially invoices generated, and signatures of respective officers. There was therefore blatant violation of the provisions of Regulation 68 of the Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Regulations 2020. 6. No market survey was conducted as required under Regulation 43, Sub-Regulation 4 of the Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Regulations 2020.
And a storm is brewing over the management of the new Social Health Authority SHA, with a section of youthful legislators allied to the Kenya Moja Caucus now demanding the resignation of Health Cabinet Secretary Adan Duale within 72 hours. Speaking at Parliament buildings, the lawmakers led by Nairobi Senator Aiden Sifuna accused TS Duale of officials managing the SHA scheme and even some staff at State House of plotting to siphon public funds through loopholes in the system. The legislators expressed dissatisfaction with the running of the health insurance scheme, further alleging that CS Duale has close link to the company overseeing SHA payments. They cited several health facilities said to be receiving SHA funds while failing to provide services to Kenyans.
Enough is enough. We now demand for the immediate resignation of Honorable Aden Duale. CS for Health is associated with Convergence, one of the companies in the consortium, and there is an advisor in State House who is associated with Apiero, the two companies that government has outsourced the approvals and payment of claims. Vines Paco Medical Center in Rangwe, Homa Bay County, received 2.8 million in June, yet it does not even exist.
And the fate of healthcare workers under the Universal Health Coverage Program continues to spark fresh controversy. The Council of Governors' decision to oppose the transfer of the officers to the county government before funds are disbursed has angered members of the Nurses Union. Union Secretary General Seth Panyako has singled out Tharaka Nithi Governor Muthomi Njuki, accusing him of being an obstacle to the welfare of nurses. Panyako is now urging Health Cabinet Secretary Aden Duale to proceed with the plan of hiring of the workers and deploy them to referral hospitals without delay.
The ministry has issued a clear communication, and we do not understand under what circumstance Honorable Muthomi Njuki, who is the governor for the Kanithi, is opposing the conversion of this staff into permanent and pensionable. We know that if this does not happen, we stand a risk of this money being reallocated in the next supplementary budget that will happen in the month of October. We therefore do not want to hear anything that is going to delay this process from happening from 1st of September, which is next month.
Muthomi Njuki, tunasema hii si mambo ya kisiasa. Usiingize siasa kwa haki zetu kama wauguzi. Sisi wauguzi tunapinga tena kwa ukali. Tukisema haitafika pahali sasa ikue ulikuwa unahusishwa na ulikuwa unajua kila kitu na kwa utaratibu vile mambo yanaenda. Imefika pahali sasa wewe umechukua jukumu ya kuweka fedha mbele badala ya kuangalia kazi ambayo itafanyika Kenya. Health Committee hata ikakaa chini na ikapitisha na ikatafuta hizi pesa kwa wizara tofauti tofauti. Itakuwaje sasa unataka hizo pesa mwanzo kabla ya kuweza kupatia hao watu makaratasi yao ya kuendelea kufanya kazi?
And to matters politics now, where divisions have rocked the Orange Democratic Movement in the county of Kakamega, pitting Governor Fernandez Baraza against a section of MPs elected on the party's ticket. The wrangles stem from disputed grassroots elections, with the governor declaring himself the winner after controversial exercise led by former aspirant Nabi Nabwera. The legislators accused Governor Baraza, who also serves as the county party chair, of resisting secret ballot voting and instead influencing the outcome in his favor. The lawmakers are now calling on the ODM national leadership to step in and resolve the simmering conflict, which they say threatens to destabilize the party in the region.
Kuambia ODM Chungwa House ya kwamba Kakamega iko imara kwa chama cha ODM. Na yule ambaye kuna ufunguo hapa si mwingine ni Fernandez.
Coordinating chair Simbauni Ndombi akakuja akasema sasa, akaita polisi akasema sasa hakuna amani, hawa hawataki kupiga kura, nimeairisha kura mpaka vile itatangazwa tena na afisi kuu.
Yes.
Na aliposema hivyo yeye akaanza kutoka, sisi tukatoka.
Akaogopa uchaguzi, vile tulitaka secret ballot akakataa. Na alikataa kwa maana ukiangalia wale wenye amechagua kama delegates, amechukua wafanyikazi wake wa kazi. Kama ukienda na Baholo unapata chairman wa ODM anafanya kazi kwa ofisi. Ukienda kwa pia other constituencies. Sasa ukienda hata Mumias East, chairman ni mfanyakazi wake. Itakuwaje wale wapige kura ya?
And still on matters politics, on the other hand, ODM party members in Narok County have peacefully elected their branch leaders, with the main call being a pledge to continue criticizing and keeping the government in check as required, despite the goodwill gestures and cooperation between party leader Raila Odinga and President William Ruto.
Nimeshukuru sana kwa sababu watu wengi wanaonaga ODM kama ni ya vita. Tumekuwa na mkutano na uchaguzi mzuri. Mimi yangu kwanza ni kushukuru ODM official na delegate for a very very organized election, na tutaelewana tukaenda mlolongo, na ninasema tuendelee hivyo.
ODM kazi yetu tutafanya oversight kama kawaida. Hata kama kuna broad government, ukikosa kufanya vizuri, kufanyia Wakenya vizuri, tunaingilia ndani sawa, kwa sababu sisi tunakaa na wananchi. Tunaangalia sauti ya mwananchi na tunaangalia sauti ya mnyonge.
I'm John Punywa. I'm representing people with disability and I come from Narok East, and I'm sure this is a party we need to emulate the policies and the policies that indeed save this Kenya. So I'm very happy and the election was so transparent.
Kuna by election iko hapa hii town yetu ya Narok Town, na mwakilishi wa ward ni mama mmoja tunamjua, na ni mama mwenzangu na ni wa ODM, na tunahakikishia ya kuwa Raila Amolo Odinga aweze kufurahia hiyo kiti kwa sababu tunailete nyumbani. Ilikuwa ya marehemu na bibi yake ndiye atasimamia na tunarudisha hiyo kiti.
It's 14 minutes past the hour. Why don't I give you a break at this point? I promise to be back shortly. Let's proceed. In a move to protect consumers from harmful products, the Kenya Sugar Board has launched a major operation on traders dealing in illegal and counterfeit sugar. Several suspects have been arrested and a large consignment of sugar seized during a major inspection operation in Nairobi. According to the principal compliance officer of the board, Joseph Ofula, the exercise is meant to ensure that sugar sold in the Kenyan market meets the required safety and quality standards. In the ongoing crackdown, enforcement officers raided business premises at China Square in Yaya Center, several wholesale distributors in Eastleigh and warehouses within industrial area. Sugar products expected to be non-compliant are confiscated and taken for further investigations and quality checks.
Now, this is part of the mandate of Kenya Sugar Board as per the Sugar Act number 11 of 2024. During the operation, some of the goods were seized and the investigation is ongoing, and further analysis will also be done to ensure the sugar on the market is safe consumption.
And police in Eldoret have intercepted 190 kilograms of bang with an estimated street value of 9.5 million shillings. This is the second major drug bust in less than a month, coming just days after authorities seized another consignment worth over 26 million shillings in the same town. According to Uasin Gishu County Police Commander Benjamin Mwathi, officers acting on a tip-off trailed a truck from Busia and intercepted it as it headed to Mombasa. The narcotics had been concealed among other goods before being discovered during the operation.
Na hii ni juhudi mzuri kwa sababu sasa tumeanza ku cut off supply, but wame change tactic kwa sababu the first one, hii road mnaona hapo next, walikuwa wanabeba kama mzigo wakileta pande, but this particular one sasa ni gari ya parcel na wanaweka huko mbele mwisho, alafu wana spray na marash, then wanaweka vitu vingine ya parcel huko katikati.
To a sad story, a family in Mihango, Nairobi County is demanding justice for the death of the 21-year-old king whose body was discovered in a house under mysterious circumstance. The young man is reported to have been assaulted earlier by a gang of goons who went on the rampage, attacking residents and making away with mobile phones and other valuables, leaving several people injured. Confirming the incident, Njeru Sub-County Police Commander John Oworth said detectives are already pursuing the suspects who will face murder charges once arrested. Meanwhile, residents who live in fear claim the gangs have been terrorizing them for weeks, calling on security agencies to act urgently and restore safety in the area.
Edwin ako kwa kitanda na muita na itikia amefura uso. Ni msichana mdogo ajui kama mtu amekufa. Ndiye akakuja kunichukua huko nikakuta Edwin alikufa, Edwin ananuka.
Aligongwa tu unprovoked. Aligongwa tu na chupa kwa kichwa na watu walikuwa walevi na watu walikuwa wanataka kumuibia.
Na vile inaonekana kweli kichwa amefura na ni kama alipiwa. So sisi tunaomba serikali tusaidie. Mtafuta vijana na kama mtu amwezi kutafuta sisi tunaweza waendea kwa mahali wako.
And the Kenya National Highways Authority KENHA has installed speed bumps along 1 kilometer stretch of the Korompoi section on the Namanga Highway, aiming to curb frequent road carnage that have claimed lives in recent weeks. The stretch had become notorious for accidents, including a recent crash 2 weeks ago in which 4 people died after matatu collided with a lorry. Police reports indicate that in the past month alone, 13 people have died and more than 10 others were injured on this hazardous section of the road. Korompoi residents and road users have welcomed the newly installed bumps, saying The measure does bring relief and improve safety. However, some drivers continue to flout traffic regulations, prompting locals to call for additional bumps along the highway to further reduce the risk of accidents.
Na bado ni bodaboda hapa barabarani. So tangu tuwekee bumps imetulia kidogo. Kwa sababu ajali zimekuwa mingi sana, watoto wa shule wamekufa hapa, watu wa barabarani wamekufa wengi. Entrance ya kuingia hapa Global. Najua pale juzi ndio watu wamekufa wengi sana. Na ni kwa sababu ya hii mteremko. So wakiongeza bumps zingine pale Saitoti na hapa Global itakuwa afadhali.
Mimi ni mkazi wa hapa Koroboi. Na hapa kabla kama kukua na bumps, ajali zimefanyika mingi sana hapa. Lakini tangu watuwekee hizi bumps, ajali zimepungua sana. Hata unapata hata kuchukua gari kuenda kama unaenda Kitengela, unaogopa juu unaona anytime unaweza pata ajali.
Kwa size hiyo kama pale hivyo nyuma accident tunapoteza watu hivyo kwa sai kuko sawa. Bumps simetusaidia.
Well, we've come to the end of our bulletin for today, and backed by my full team that made this possible, led by our sign language interpreter Laura Omondi, my cameraman operator Michael Dipo. We say thank you for choosing to tune in and being part of this conversation for tonight. From us to you, have yourself a lovely night. Let's meet tomorrow, same place, same time. I was your loyal servant by the name George Kayesi.